Oh, hello. You just caught me sleeping. Oh, well, I suppose I should introduce you to the Pottervision podcast. This is episode 132, Beyond the Veil. This episode was recorded in London at the Bill Murray Comedy Club in Angel. It was nice. We'd just done the Pottervision show. Pottervision 2, two-parter, two vision. And we had a good laugh. But for you, it's probably Monday morning. You've just woken up. Set your alarm for 5 a.m. for when the Pottervision podcast comes out. I've not been telling people to do this for a while, but hey, if you've not done already, leave a review. Tell your friends about the Pottervision podcast. Don't have any friends? Message Lukas Kirkby to tell him that you're enjoying the Pottervision podcast. Message him directly. Don't bother putting in the Pottervision Instagram messages. Message him directly. He loves it. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, so why don't you sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is like the fourth time I've started one of these intros. I don't think I've done one for like 100 episodes. So I forgot what the point of them was. Some people have said, "Oh, why don't you bring back the intros? Bring back the intros." And so I thought, "Oh, I'll do an intro. It should pad it out a little bit." And now I've started it. I don't know what to say. Are you enjoying January? How are your New Year's resolutions going? Are you keeping up with them? Are you doing dry January? Have you begun to flag? Oh, that's enough now. 22 days. No, persevere. You can do this. Oh, but I really want to get a load of chocolate in. Well, you're not going to do that, are you? If you do buy some chocolate, you're not going to eat it, are you? You're going to put it under hot water and then you're going to let it melt down the drain. Oh, that's going to clog up my drains. Doesn't matter. That's punishment then, isn't it? For buying it in when you said you were going to go a month without it. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, why not check out our Patreon? Patreon.com/Pottervision. On there, you can get an extra episode of the Pottervision podcast every other week. It's our sister podcast, Double Vision, where we talk about things Harry Potter related or, I don't know, sometimes just different films or programmes. We've done reviews of all the Harry Potter films on there, up to Goblet of Fire. So if you want to hear us talking about them, you got to go on patreon.com/Pottervision. Nobody pays us to do this podcast, so by joining the Patreon, you're helping support us. Isn't that nice? You got to support us. Other big podcasts have like big adverts that pay them to do it. Not us, because we're not that big. We're just a pair of babies. But if you can't or you don't want to, just carry on. Carry on having your life. So anyway, this is episode 132 of the Pottervision podcast, Beyond the Veil.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision. Pottervision.
Hello, and welcome to the Pottervision podcast. The podcast where every 2 weeks, myself, Lukas Kirkby, and a man I'm sharing the stage with, Tom Lawrenson, we read a chapter of the Harry Potter books and then we talk about them in great detail. Not. This week we're on episode 132 and we're live in front of a lovely audience in London. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm alright. I've got... Who listened to the podcast again? Give us a cheer. It's quite a lot. that's giving me confidence. Right, let's fill you in. I've still got sciatica. Oh, I'm suffering. Give us a cheer if you've got sciatica. Just me then. Give us a cheer if you don't know what it is. Hey, where you can learn something. Sciatica is where, like, I don't know, you pull something like a muscle, like one of your vertebrae, and then for some reason all the nerves down one leg just ache all the time. I feel like I've got a baby holding the nerves, pulling on it. So it kills. So for a few months I've been like doing stretches and getting and it hurts.
He told
You're
everyone.
meant to get it when you're 50. I'm getting ahead of the game.
He told everyone about that in we were in Manchester 2 nights ago, and I was selling merch after the show, and a lady came up to me very seriously and just went, "Tell Tom he needs to work on his core."
That was unrelated to the size. A t-shirt came up during the show. She didn't like what she saw.
Yeah. But she said Pilates really helped her sister or a cousin or somebody.
Alright, thank you.
Maybe give it a go.
I'll do that then.
People who do listen to the podcast, will you listen to this again now, or will you just be like, I was there, I don't need to listen, or are you going to listen again? Listen again, yeah?
Hey, yes lads. Listening to bloody again. It's where me answer that question. That was me, alright.
Proper lads listening to us. What are you listening to? Pottervision, oi oi! Hey, Harry Potter podcast.
How are you?
I'm alright, I'm well. It's lovely to be here in London. For people who don't know, I live in Germany now.
We've not forgotten.
That is all he knows about Germany. Whenever I mention Germany, he's like, oh, remember that? Like, you don't remember that. 30s and 40s.
Unless we forget.
But yeah, so this is me on my holidays. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. Me and my wife Martina, we're going to the snooker tomorrow at Ali Pali. Anyone else going? Not a snooker audience there. Yeah, but it's going to be good.
Are there any 16-year-old snooker players? Because
No, well,
that sounds weird. I might go if there is. Because didn't like a 16-year-old win the darts recently?
yeah, Luke Littler. Did anybody watch the darts? A 16-year-old who looks like a 30. He was a darting sensation, right? And he lost at the final hurdle.
Oh, he lost.
Yeah, but he still got. Oh, that sounds nice and sweet, Tim. What are you rustling?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Out on the floor. Oh, what's this? Turns out a bag of leaves.
Let me say this.
Oh yeah, but we're coming back to that.
This is to do with this.
Oh.
In the summer, I was at a pub. Yeah. You know that kind of place. Beers sloshing about. At the counter, there's one of these charity things in, yeah. Like, put £1 in and get a bag of sweets. Like, the bags were like red and white or red and blue striped. Yeah, one like that. So I put £2 in, grab a bag, take it back to the table. And I was like, what have you got? I'm like, got something for us all. Open it up and it was dog biscuits. But yeah, I'd never thought they'd do that at a pub. I thought it was obviously a bag of sweets.
Yeah, on the wall there's a picture of a sexy dog covered in the packets. And every time you buy one, you reveal a bit more of the dog.
I'll tell you what, the tits come in quick. Because like, dogs have 6 tits.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? They do, because they have litters of puppies, and each puppy has their own personalised tits. Have you ever seen a dog breastfeed?
I've not actually. No.
Anyone seen a dog breastfeed? It's interesting, the puppy gets their tongue right around that dog nipple.
So what snack did you have?
Chocky buttons.
Chocky buttons! Normal or white? Caramel. Ooh. They do new twisted ones. Have you tried them? It's white and milk chocolate in a swirl.
It's twisted. It's positively twisted.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Speaking of snacks, I went to the cinema last night. I've got a cinema card. I'm doing alright. £16 a month, you can see as many films as you want. Oh yeah, I'll take them up on offer. You see, nowadays they got these, anyone had an Ice Blast before, Tango Ice Blast? Seen this new sugar-free one? It tastes the exact same, but with like no guilt. That big. 100 calories. I'm sucking that away. Having the best evening. Apart from the film, I went to see Ferrari. Anyone seen that? It's bad. Don't see it. It's very boring.
It sounds boring. Well, I used to like Tango Ice Blast, but far too often, because I like to have a mixed one. Anybody else like a mix? With vodka! I don't do that at mice anymore. But I like a mix. But too often I got a very poor cherry to raspberry ratio. There was too much raspberry and not enough cherry. Should be half an hour, shouldn't it? A lot of this podcast will just be you agreeing with us.
There's a lot of survey. I don't do that, I don't not do that. I've seen a dog be breastfed.
Right, well, this isn't funny, but this is a bit dramatic. Martina and I on the train to London witnessed fraud on the train. The guy, the ticket collectors, he's announced, "Oh, I'm coming to collect your tickets." Right? He comes down, there's a lady on a seat behind us. We can't see her, we can only hear her. Right? So, yeah. So he starts going, "Oh, tickets please, tickets please." He goes, "Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. I booked a ticket to, I don't know, somewhere like Stratford. But this train only goes all the way to London. I've made a mistake." Right. He goes, "Oh, when did you book the ticket?" She goes, "Oh, booked it a few days ago." He goes, "No, you didn't. I've got the information here."
He quizzed her.
He quizzed her. Yeah. He goes, "It says here, you bought the tickets 5 minutes ago." And this was after he'd announced he was coming to get the tickets. So at this point, I turned off my noise cancelling. If there was a noise enhancing option, I'd have used that. So she goes, "Oh no, I didn't." So she flat out denied it. She goes, "I bought it at the station." She changed her story. He goes, "No, you didn't. This ticket on my machine tells me everything. It tells me when will I die? It tells me when you bought it and how you bought it. You bought it on your phone." And she doubles down on the line and she goes, no. I got it at the station." And he goes, "Well, we'll have to agree to disagree." He goes, "You'll have to go all the way to London and buy a ticket on the way back." So he leaves. And then we overhear her saying to her mate, "We got away with it." Thumbs up. Turns out, I think she just wanted to go to London for free. And then, I know.
What kind of Tory cunt am I sharing?
Can you believe this? I'm paying 35 quid and she's getting away with it for free.
Who cares? Hundreds of empty seats.
So I got
Running
on.
from this country. How dare you come to this country and look down on our citizens? Do you not remember what the citizens of Germany did?
I got up, I ripped off my blue rosette, threw it on the floor and I said, "Dick Whittington, is it? London's paved with gold." I didn't, I just went back to noise cancelling mode and continued What was I doing? Listening to music, I think. What's funny about that? Music. Hey, have you got any more updates? Because I've got something for you.
They're selling sex toys at Tesco now. Anyone seen this? Anyone noticed this?
Someone's making notes over there. Oh, you don't say. Was that true?
It is true. Well, you know, like we're all adults here, aren't we?
Are we?
We're all adults here, and if you're not, you've had to learn something. Tesco, for a long time, a lot of supermarkets they've been selling like a vibrating cock ring. Do you know, like where they sell the birth control, like the condoms? Who's seen that vibrating ring? Give me a cheer. More of you have, I know you have. I've not been buying it, I've been monitoring it for the past 20 years. Still there, really? Must be customers for that. They've added to like the production, not like the production line, to their shelves. They've added not only what? What did you say, young man?
I used to work in Tesco, but I never saw it. So.
Really? Did you never stock the shelves? A small Tesco, a big Tesco?
Small Tesco.
Well, there's your evidence. They don't even sell dental floss at small Tesco's. Do they? Yeah! I know me Tesco's. Now they've added, not only have they added, like, a rabbit, they've added a fleshlight. What a world! Oh! What a world we're living in here. Can Love Honey have nothing? Tesco muscling in on that. Yeah. Is this present anything to do with what I've just said?
Well, you've spoilt it for yourself now. No, well, it was recently, last week I believe, your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I've gone out of my way and I bought you a little birthday gift. Because also, every podcast episode we read a chapter of the books, and we're nearly at the end of the Order of the Phoenix, so I've got you a little present for your birthday. Oh.
Thank you very much. Have you signed it?
Yeah. It's tradition, I'll always write a little dedication on the inside.
And it's crossed out, to Mackenzie, my beautiful daughter. Seems weird crossing out someone else's inscription, doesn't it? Your daughter's not beautiful, J.K. Rowling. Dearest Tom, within these pages lies the penultimate story in a popular book series. This one is about a prince. Not Prince Andrew, or the guy who sang about Purple Rain, but another one. I know you won't read any of this, as you'd rather listen to it on the audio book at 2 times speed. But I hope you appreciate the gesture, since this cost me £8.99. 2 books to go. Hopefully you can be arsed until the end. Well done on putting up with me for so long. Yours occasionally, Lukas. P.S. The bird bites.
Does anyone know what I'm referring to?
Yeah. Well,
Yes, the bird bites. It's from the film, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's sad that you putting up with me. I enjoy my time with you.
Oh. Maybe let your face know once in a while.
It's funny putting that little message. Thank you for tolerating my bullshit. Kill myself tonight. Just kidding. Yeah, thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Right, go on then.
Right, so, on to the business. We have a chapter rundown. Right, has everyone done the homework? It was chapter 35, Beyond the Veil. You read that? He's reading his text. Yes, first half was good, second half boring. Someone giving gifts. Right, Beyond the Veil. Boy wizard Harry Potter, now he's in the government. They're at the Ministry of Magic, right? He's got the prophecy in his hand, a glass ball with his name on it. Oh. And suddenly a blonde dad comes in. Lucius Malfoy. Give that to me? He goes, no! And next minute, all the Death Eaters turn up. Right, the lot look, nah. Others. They have got these little children at one point shitting themselves. And Harry's like, right, how am I going to get out of this? I know, we'll destroy this whole room. So they decide to blow up this room with all these prophecies in it. Yeah, the balls start falling down, ghosts start coming out of them, predicting things like the world's going to end or whatever. Then they run about. There's a bit of chase, I was going to say slap and tickle. That doesn't a bit of this, bit of that, hide and seek, and then loads more stuff happens, and then the cavalry turn up. Yeah, the Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, I'm talking Moody. Am I talking Moody? Yeah. I'm talking. Who else?
Did you read it?
Yeah, I did. Sirius, Lupin, all this like, yeah, they're fighting. Yeah. Finally, Dumbledore turns up. Bellatrix Lestrange is fighting with Sirius. Flash a green light. Sirius is like this. He falls through a doorway. But he isn't on the other side. He disappears, and Harry's like, oh no, he's dead. You don't realise at first. You don't realise at first.
Harry laughed. Realised the gravity of the situation.
Oh! And that's it, that was it, Beyond the Veil. What a chapter that was.
What was that doorway?
I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? Is it a portal? Is it a wedding arch?
I don't know if you guys ever felt this way, but I'm sick of Order of the Phoenix. ITV plays it constantly. It's always on ITV for some reason, this one film. I remember seeing it in cinema, and this is the bit that really stuck out to me in the film, because there's a bit in the film where Ginny, like, I don't know, does a spell at someone. Is that the case? And then this little, in the cinema, I would say on like the opening day, this little girl shouted out, "Go on, Ginny!" And then, due to the excitement of that little girl getting a laugh, my sister's boyfriend, who was called James Smart, right? There's a bit where Dumbledore is crouched over Harry Potter's body, and this guy's like 25. That little girl got a laugh, and so Dumbledore's crouched over Harry's body. James Smart shouts out in a packed cinema, "What's he doing to Harry?" Didn't get as big of a laugh. This beautiful childhood innocence of a little girl going, "Come on, Ginny!" And a full-grown man, "Hey, looks like Dumbledore shagging Harry!"
Oh, that's lovely. Well, the whole idea of this... That's lovely. The whole idea of this part of the book is that they have lured Harry into the Ministry of Magic to find this prophecy, right? But the prophecy's got his name on it. Couldn't they have just had a look themselves and found the right one? Why did they need him to go in and search for it himself?
What great question.
Does anybody know? Oh no, later on they say the only person that is allowed to retrieve a prophecy is the person about whom the prophecy is.
He asks himself a question. Like it's unanswerable. And then answers it with something that's definitely obvious to everyone else.
It's called trying to have a conversation. He just says I don't know and then lets me struggle. Yeah. But there's this room is full of prophecies, isn't it? Well, there's supposed to be thousands and thousands of prophecies. Now Harry's one is pretty interesting, isn't it? It's like there's two of you. One of them cannot survive while the other one lives, or whatever it is. Big stuff. The others aren't going to be that good, are they? They're going to be boring prophecies, aren't they?
I don't know, what were they?
I don't know, we don't know. But it's just going to be like mundane things that neither one can work at Morrison. One is at Tesco. He who is born on the 1st of March shall have a normal wife.
You can buy a cinema card, but you won't get discount on alcohol on the weekends. Oh, that's my one.
Yeah, very boring. Yeah. What do you think my prophecy would be?
So look. I don't know. Lives a happy life.
It's lovely.
To the age of 300. Watches everyone else around him die. At the age of 150, he stops meeting friends because he can't bear the heartbreak anymore. So he goes off alone to a mountain town and he lives away from everyone else. And one day a little boy screws up the bounty train, befriend him, but he will not befriend the little boy and he sends him away. But the little boy persists and he bangs on the door harder and harder. Please let me be your friend, Mr. Kirkby. And in a fit of rage, he boots the door, but the little boy is hit and falls off the mountain and he dies. And then you're like, I've done it again. So that's your prophecy.
Sounds like the first draft of the movie Up. Very nice.
What's my prophecy?
Your prophecy is that you will soon be met by an old witch with a big pointed nose and hemorrhoids. And she will grant you one of 3 wishes. You have to wish 3 times, but you don't know which one's going to come true.
I wish the same thing 3 times.
That's clever. Hey, that's like Grimm fairy tale, isn't it? How he gets round it. So what would be the wish?
Small enough. It's too big.
That's why we have to travel separately. He came in the car. No, I didn't mean that.
Harry's not got a wand, has he? In this scene.
Yeah, yes.
Harry's got a wand in this scene. Because he's a wizard. Anyway, next point. I kind of switched off for a bit during this chapter.
Did you?
I was looking at the countryside of England. And at one point I tuned back in and there's a man with a baby's head running round.
It was scary. There's some room where there's an egg and the egg hatches and then the bird turns into an egg again. It's really weird. And then this man gets caught in it and he becomes like a baby, then becomes a man, and then becomes a baby again. I'm glad you read that as well. I worried it was me. I was imagining that. And then he falls out of it and he's like half transformed. He's a man with the head of a baby. Which is very similar to a song I used to sing.
Why did they put that in the film?
What, my song?
No, this baby-headed man, that'd have been interesting to see.
I think it would have horrified the children watching.
Why?
Because it's a man. Do you need to have a reason? A man with the head of a baby?
People like Boss Baby.
That's a baby with the head of a baby. It's not a man with the head of a baby. Big man, head of the baby. Wow, wow, wow. Good point. Scary. Would you like that as a kid? No, you wouldn't like it. Scary. Imagine him with the head of a baby.
So look. It's scary. And also, what's this brain tentacle scene?
Honestly, it's horrific, this chapter. I understand why they didn't put it in the film. There's a bit where there's like a room full of brains in jars, and then a brain comes out of the jar and wraps himself around Ron and makes Ron go weird. It's a weird book. It's scary stuff. Would you like that to happen to you?
Yeah. I'd love a brain to wrap itself around me. That'd be lovely. And did one of the tentacles go in Ron's mouth?
No, that definitely didn't happen. Must have been something else you've been watching.
But one of the biggest things I took from this chapter is why do the Death Eaters have no problem fighting children?
Yeah, you'd feel a bit bad, wouldn't you?
So these guys are trying to take over, like, you know, the governance of, like, the Wizarding world.
Yeah.
You know, they're always attacking children. Why do they not, like, ever hesitate at that?
Well, it's not just that. I don't think they've actually had a go at an adult yet. It's been exclusively children.
Bellatrix Lestrange, like, you know, they get Neville in this chapter. And she's rolling up her sleeves going, go on then, I'll turn his brain to mush as well.
Yeah.
Eager.
It's really scary. Oh, yeah. And the same children as well. Just a weird obsession, isn't it?
Yeah.
Neville, right, so I left my suitcase on a train, so I've not had the book for about 6 months. So I listened to the audiobook. Neville gets his nose broken by somebody. Someone kicks him in the nose. And for the rest of the chapter, Stephen Fry does a stupid broken nose voice. And it completely ruins the tension. Bellatrix cackled evilly. Why did you do that to me? I wish Dumbledore was here. She took me out of it.
She says, I was the one who did that to your parents. And he goes, I know you did.
It was when I was a little boy. It's very strange, isn't it?
It's sad, really.
Well, he keeps it up for half an hour. Like, this chapter's about 58 minutes long on the audio. Stephen Fry keeps it going till the end. At the end he goes, it's Dumbledore! He does.
Yeah. Does anyone ever listen to the audiobooks? I get a bit sick of Stephen Fry's voice. Yeah, well, not bothered. And I hate QI. QI's crap. QI.
Does anyone listen to the Jim Kay audiobooks? No, we don't.
We're a collective.
Because he does the American versions, but he is British. So, because I think I'd struggle to hear an American read the Harry Potter books.
I can't listen to any Americans in.
Yeah.
I wish you well. When listening to any audiobook, and maybe you feel this way about British audiobooks, if it's like an American audiobook, I can't listen to it. I downloaded like the Odyssey, and the narrator was like American, and I was like, oh. I took my headphones out. Homer's Odyssey. The sea was crashing 1,000 storms.
Well, I remember...
Do you feel that way about... Do you ever listen to audiobooks?
Occasionally.
Do you ever listen to British ones? Like British narration?
I really only listen to Harry Potter audiobooks, to be honest.
Stephen Fry. Yeah. You like it?
Turns out the xenophobia really goes one way.
I love American everything else. TV. Films. Photography. Music. And the creme de la creme, the one they do better than anyone else in the world, pornography.
I like this.
For the boys.
I like learning about history. And about a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, I want to learn about British history. So there's a podcast called the British History Podcast. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be safe listening to the British History Podcast. Episode 1. The Romans have attacked Britain!
They did not pronounce it Britain.
No, I added that for comedy effect.
How many,
Is that the end of our in-depth analysis of this chapter?
We've got this room for 10 more minutes.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah, all right.
Did I have anything?
How many Dumbledores out of 5 are you giving this chapter?
Only good. What's the nose voice again? Yes, this was probably the most action-packed chapter of the whole book series so far. I mean, we've not described any of it. But there was so much like wand duels and physical fighting as well, a lot of kicking and punching, prodding people with a wand, people collapsing, bashing against the wall, somebody at the end dies, I won't tell you who. It is action-packed, and it was like, every minute something was going on, massive cliffhanger at the end, big surprise, Dumbledore turns up. I'm going to give this 5 Dumbledores out of 5.
Very good. For me, I thought it was too long. But I was going to give it 1 Dumbledore, but the fact that brain in a jar flew out and put its tentacle in Ron's mouth, I give it no less than 5 Dumbledores. Are you ready for a segment I like to call Quiz?
Yes.
Right. Question 1. What did Azkaban do to Bellatrix's face?
What did I never win this quiz. What did Azkaban do to Bella's aged it?
Made it gaunt and skull-like.
Oh.
Question 2. What kind of lips does Harry have?
I think, this is not from memory, just from my imagination. I think Harry has pert lips.
No, Bellatrix says he has unworthy lips.
Oh. Unworthy of what? Okay.
Which Death Eater works for the Daily Prophet?
Terrible. McNair.
Antonov Dolohov.
Antonin Dolohov.
Question 4.
Yeah.
How did Neville touch Hermione's wrist?
How am I supposed to know this? Carefully.
He groped it. Neville groped Hermione's wrist. Question 5. What did Harry do over a table?
Bent.
He rolled over.
I think I did quite well there.
I think so.
Hope you enjoyed that quiz. So now, normally we answer questions that people have sent in. People sometimes like to send us messages, but we've got 7 minutes. If anyone would like to ask a question about the show, or about us, or about our opinions on anything, I don't know. Does anybody have a question? Yes?
What are you going to do after you finish the Harry Potter series?
We don't know, do we?
And just live lives as adults. Even now, it's gone on for too long. I walk on stage early, like, still doing this, am I? When you catch yourself looking in the mirror, you're like, oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we figured it out because we do an episode every fortnight, so I think we're all right for the next 2 years. And then we'll have a meeting.
Breed cursed child.
Hey, there we go. That's another year. That's another year. Terrible.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
We do.
Then we could do Equinus. What's that one?
Oh, there's
Daniel Radcliffe nude.
It's a play where he shags a horse.
Yeah. Is that what he does? Gets the horse going. Sugar lump.
That's him sucking up the horse. Sorry.
Any other questions? Would anybody else like to ask anything? Yes?
If you could meet any Harry Potter character and ask them a question, who would you meet? What would you ask?
Ooh, not the actor, the character.
The character in the world.
What do you reckon?
Maybe like Hagrid. Ask him how much toilet roll he uses.
I would like to meet Dobby, I think. Because 'Cause he's been
Would
through
you
a
of
lot,
all the
hasn't he?
people?
Well, he spent so many years at the Malfoys, he must have seen a few like swingers parties. Dodgy goings on there, hasn't he? And I think now he's free, he can talk a bit more about that. Maybe in like a feature-length Piers Morgan special or something.
Why don't you go straight to the horse's mouth? Just ask Malfoy. If they're going to answer your questions, why you got involved, Dobby?
Yeah,
I want to hear
in
your
this...
perspective. This'll be skewered. You know the truth.
Even in this fantasy scenario, I knew the Malfoys would lie. Dobby will tell me the truth. Well, I hope that answers your question. Anybody? Yes?
Shag, marry, kill.
There we go.
Dumbledore, Hagrid, or McGonagall.
Oh, so who would I shag, marry, and then kill? I'm going to go with McGonagall.
That's great.
In that order as well. Sorry.
Have you ever done that joke before?
No, never. Is it good?
We can all walk away with that joke for the rest of our lives now and pretend that we came up with it. I don't mind, that's funny.
Honestly, and you can tell that joke in front of me, I won't say a word. That's good. How about you?
This guy's a gold man. I guess I would go to bed with McGonagall. Hold her man bun while she holds mine. Kiss her on the lips. Both sets. So did you say describe having sex with McGonagall? I suppose I would marry Dumbledore, and then I want to be the one who kills Hagrid.
It's lovely.
With a knife, I'd stab him in the heart. He'd like, watch him stand over him. You died a virgin.
Anyway, we cannot end on that. Has anyone got another question they'd like to ask? Yes?
They don't give a kind of post-story backstory for Hagrid, so what do you think happens to him
After Hogwarts? I think he just stays there. I think he just stays in his hut, finds new children to be friends. And the abuse just goes in a bit.
There's no abuse. Aren't you? But I think you lot gonna go on any adventures this year? You found any treasure maps?
I reckon every 7 years he goes to Dumbledore and goes, right, who's going to be my friend for the next 7 years?
Maybe, do you reckon he marries Madame Maxine?
Maybe, yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
For who?
For both.
Them two.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we've got time for one last question if anyone wants to ask a question. I can't see. Yes?
Can Tom do his impression of the Screaming Book?
I never did that. That was too much.
You know when he's in the library and he's trying to be quiet? Can I do it?
Yeah, sure. But do that away from the mic.
He opens the book. Was that worth it?
It's just, how many bloke listeners do we have? Big bloke, yeah, do that impression from the Patreon. Patreon episode.
Also, we've done about over 130 episodes. Can you do that Screaming Book from episode 6?
So there's a Patreon episode where we all remember in the film where that face comes out of the book and like screams at Harry when he's looking round at the library when it shouldn't be at night. And then we're doing the Patreon episode talking about the film. And then I'm sat this close from this man in front of me, and he goes, yeah, then there's this. And he's screaming in my house at like 8 p.m. And it's very unusual someone just screaming. And then once he stopped, he went to check on my face as if to be like, I bet he loved that. And would you believe? I was like, Don't do that again.
But now to know that it has left a lasting impression on me, it was worth it. So this has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you all so much for listening on your devices, and thank you all in London so much for listening. Next time we will be on episode 133, chapter 36 of book 5, The Only One He Ever Feared. You have been Tom Lawrenson!
Thank you. And you are Lukas Kirkby.
Thank you very much. We'll still be selling merchandise if anyone wants any merch, but otherwise we shall see you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye!
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.